Have you ever thought about what happens when a storm is so powerful it doesn't just reshape a coastline, it actually rewrites history? Well, today we're diving into what happens when the raw power of the ocean pulls back the curtain on secrets that have been buried for centuries. So our story kicks off in November of 2025. A monster storm, Typhoon Kalmaegi, is absolutely churning across the South China Sea, and it's taking dead aim at the coasts of the Philippines and Vietnam.
And look, this wasn't just any storm. This thing was a beast. Its brutal force ended up claiming more than 190 lives, and its waves were so powerful they caused erosion so severe that the very landscape started to change.
For the people living on the coast, it wasn't just about the wind, it was the water. The storm surge was just immense, literally clawing away at the shoreline, dragging tons and tons of sand back out into the sea.
But then, as the chaotic waters pulled back, they left something incredible. Right there on the beach, the storm had scoured away the sand and revealed the 57-foot wood-ribbed hull of a ship, almost perfectly preserved after hundreds of years hidden beneath the waves.
And you know, this isn't some one-off event. It's happening all over the globe. As our weather gets more and more extreme, these long-lost vessels are being unearthed. We're talking everything from old gambling ships in California to lumber schooners in New Hampshire. History is literally washing up on our shores.
But finding something like this, that's just the start. The second a wreck like this is exposed to the elements, it faces a brand new threat, the air itself. And suddenly, it's a frantic race against time.
So you have to ask, what happens now? What happens when a priceless piece of history, something that's been perfectly preserved for centuries in a quiet, stable underwater environment, is suddenly thrown into the harsh reality of sun, wind, and open air?
For centuries, the wood of that ship was stable, protected in a low-oxygen environment. But the moment it's exposed to the air, rapid decay begins to set in. It becomes an absolutely desperate race against the clock.
And here's the really cruel irony. The exact same forces that revealed the wreck, the sun, the wind, the waves, are now the very things threatening to destroy it. It's why the authorities in Vietnam had to move so fast, applying immediately for an emergency excavation permit.
This urgent need to save the ship throws us right into the fascinating and incredibly complex world of marine salvage.
So what is marine salvage really? Well, at its core, it's the art and science of rescuing property from the sea. And it's a super high-stakes game. It's governed by international maritime law that actually rewards salvors for their risky work. But, and this is a big but, only if they actually succeed.
But not all salvage is created equal. There's a huge difference in why you're doing it. Are you raising a Tudor warship like the Mary Rose to unlock the secrets of the past? Or are you raising an entire fleet of German warships just for the scrap value of their steel? That one detail, history versus profit, changes absolutely everything about how you approach the job.
Okay, so how do you actually get a massive, stranded ship back in the water? It is a monumental task. First, you have to stabilize it so it doesn't just break apart. Then comes the really hard part. You have to reduce what they call ground force. Basically, you have to find a way to make the ship lighter or more buoyant before you can even dream of using tugboats to pull it free.
But see, that's for wrecks that are easy to get to, the ones washed ashore or sitting in the shallows. What about the ones lost in the crushing, dark pressures of the deep ocean? How do we get to them?
This is where modern tech has just completely changed the game. Teams are now using things like side-scan sonar to basically paint a picture of the seabed. And for the hands-on work, they send down remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, which are these powerful underwater robots that become the salvors' eyes and hands, sometimes thousands of feet below the surface.
And the payoff for all this high-risk, high-tech work, it can be staggering. We're not just talking about millions in treasure, but about priceless historical knowledge that can completely rewrite what we thought we knew about the past.
I mean, if you look back, the history of salvage is just an epic story of human ambition and incredible engineering, from using simple diving bells back in the 1600s to raising entire warships in the 20th century.
And just to get a sense of the sheer scale of some of these operations, think about this number, 45. After World War I, salvors raised 45 sunken German warships from the bottom of Scapa Flow in Scotland. It's still the biggest, most audacious salvage operation in history.
And really, that's what it all comes down to. Every single recovery adds a new page to our history books. For the city of Hoi An, this ship isn't just a cool artifact. It's physical proof of its forgotten past as a major player in trade centuries ago.
And that brings us right back to that storm-battered beach in Vietnam. And it leaves us with this tantalizing question of what else the ocean is still hiding from us.
Because you see, the ship discovered after Typhoon Kalmegi, it's not just a pile of old, waterlogged wood. It's a potential time capsule from a golden age of commerce, a whole story of long-distance voyages and precious cargo, preserved for hundreds of years right under the sand.
And it leaves us with this final, thrilling thought. As our weather gets more extreme and our technology gets more and more advanced, what other secrets, what other incredible stories is the ocean going to give up next?